Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar news update video. In this one it's just basically an update to what I covered in my last news video, which was that the Avatar YouTube channel announced that they were going to be doing a series of things for the upcoming Earth Day, and that one of those things was going to be an original series basically. And obviously this led to a lot of people misinterpreting what it actually was. I think I was relatively clear about it in the video that like you probably shouldn't get like overly hyped for this. They probably just do mean a new video series on the channel, and that is what they actually meant. But they did edit their posts that announcing it to clarify that it's now an original fan-led series, and then they clarified it again to say original fan-led discussion series. So what that series is, as you can see here, it's called a Four Nations Forum, and it is basically a fan discussion series where they get fans on to discuss a specific topic. I don't know how regular this is going to be. I'm guessing once a week or something like that. Where this comes from, I believe, I don't think they've confirmed it just yet, but it likely is the case, is that they put out an audition thing that you could apply for months and months ago on their channel in a community post, that if you are an Avatar superfan and you're in USA, you can apply to be on a discussion debate Avatar series on their YouTube channel. So obviously I think this is now us seeing the results of that, because it seems to fit perfectly what that audition was and what this is going to be. So immediately, I suppose, this being the reveal of what it is, it's like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Once I think we figured out that, yeah, it probably is related to that, this was the obvious thing. And yeah, it's the most sort of simple, I suppose, form of kind of podcast discussion that you can have, really. They seem to be going for I suppose they'll be relatively short episodes. I don't think we know the exact length, but one topic, a very specific Avatar topic, and they're just going to cover that as the video, because they have this sort of kind of trailer for their first episode up here. And as you can see, it's only 38 seconds long, but like it goes over, you can see some of the people who are going to be involved and kind of what it's going to be about. They have clips, so it's going to be like reasonably like well edited as they go through as well. I didn't notice anyone that like I particularly know, but again, this is just a case of like a lot of people could have auditioned for this to make an appearance on this. I don't know how this works with regards to like, is it going to be like basically completely new people on each individual episode, or will they have like a main host or what? Just with the auditioning and stuff like that, I'm guessing that there's probably a sense for like they want to have like a pretty big range of people, but they wouldn't have everyone on every episode. So I'm guessing there'll be some crossover. Some people will be on multiple episodes, but it probably is just more of a get a lot of fans on board. Because I'd be surprised if they really went to like they have like tons of episodes of this, and like these people have been on like 20, 30 episodes or anything like that. So we'll see how long it runs for and that sort of thing, how long each episode is. But they're talking about it as like they're going to have topics like this. What is the strongest element? I think the best and worst ships is going to be one of the topics. I think underrated episodes is going to be one of the topics, and I guess at some point they get into sort of favorite characters is also one of them, I'm guessing, or maybe like worst characters, because the trailer is a bit interesting in terms of tonally, I suppose, what they're going for, and especially because there was an audition process for this. And you sort of know tonally what this YouTube channel tends to go for with their content, which is that, yeah, they'll absolutely acknowledge that they can get a massive reaction if they talk about Zutara, which is why they have like Zutara in some of their thumbnails and stuff like that, because they know people will watch that, people will want to talk about that. So they clearly created a situation here where they made sure on the shipping episode to have someone who supported Zutara. Now, How exactly that discussion is going to go, I don't really know, because that sort of discourse surrounding shipping, and especially when you're comparing the ships that happen in the show versus the ships that don't happen in the show, it's a really weird discussion to try and have. So that's going to be a very interesting kind of one to just see how it works. Like their first topic here of like what's the strongest element is, it's broad enough to where they can have like a lot of discussion without there sort of being the sort of overly dramatic sort of hot take style opinion that they tended to focus a lot of the big shots in the trailer on, which was the sort of thing of like someone says something, massive reaction from the other people on the discussion and so on. Like I see what they're trying to do, because they probably have encountered to some degree the problem that a lot of their content that they already have on their channel is trying to sort of be fan content. They have stuff like best waterbenders, best earthbenders. I think they have a video with a similar title to, you know, what's the strongest element, but it was done by just the people who run the channel, and so they're not going to be overly opinionated because they work for the channel. Like they can't particularly make their opinions that clear, because then people will start interpreting it as potentially being the official word about how you're meant to interpret the show. So them getting fans on is a way to sort of fix that. But it's also like, really, like the official Avatar YouTube channel is having to, you know, basically use the fans to kind of create a new series. Like it's cool, I guess, and I'm guessing it's going to be it was an enjoyable experience for the people who worked on it. But I also have questions about like what limitations were on them during these. Like I'm sure the discussion topics were chosen in such a way where they're not really going to hit on anything overly controversial or anything like that. I'm sure there were specific things that were absolutely off limits. Like I'm guessing they were told no swearing or anything like that, and if there was any, they edited that out and redid it or something like that. I'm guessing they probably were told to maybe stray away from maybe saying stuff like, well, I don't like this because the character was written poorly because Nickelodeon, you know, dropped the budget of book 4 and caused X to happen. They probably aren't allowed to say that because it's the official channel. And then you don't know, like, regards to length, that probably also was affected. But we'll see. We'll see how this first one goes. Like it being like 20 minutes seems like, okay, that's enough time to have some decent discussion, but I don't think this is probably going to be the discussion series that's maybe aimed at a fan like me, or maybe a lot of the other people who would watch my channel, where I'm trying to be like as super in-depth as possible, where like we'll do the 2-hour stream to create a really in-depth top 10 list for benders of this specific element. I'll do podcasts about topics for much longer than I'm guessing this will be. This is, I think, meant to just appeal more to what I think seems to be their, you know, passionate audience that is maybe not the most hardcore fans. And so this discussion might actually be exactly what those people want. It's just probably not really for me. I do wonder, like, as well, like the whole, it was, I think, limited to America only. Like, is that going to kind of impact anything? I don't think that's the best look when, like, for international fans, it already feels like the show is very, like, kind of American focused in terms of, like, a lot of the merchandise can be tricky to get outside of America, that sort of thing. Having the official fan forum only include people from America isn't the best look, in my opinion, but I'm guessing there are some sort of legal reasons behind maybe why they couldn't bring anyone else in. And because if they're doing it, like, as it clearly seems to be, over like a video call, there shouldn't be a problem with bringing in people from other countries. Like, people can adapt their schedules to be on these things if required. So that's just a little bit of a weird thing. But yeah, I'm guessing they'll probably be 20 to 30 minutes. The reason I say that is because they do have one sort of video along these lines up on their channel, and it's a video that obviously Antoine Bandelay was in, where he talks with another Avatar fan about I think the main topic is like war within Avatar: The Last Airbender, the series. And that's, I think, like 21 minutes long. So I'm guessing they probably used that as a bit of a trial run for where they would go with it, and they'll stick to that, because I just think an official thing like this, I doubt they're gonna let people just kind of go off for like 1-2 hours just bringing up this point about elements and stuff like that. I think they're probably going to stick to sort of the main points of like quickly cover just basic earthbending, airbending, so on, then bring up some of the specialized elements and sort of maybe a brief conclusion. We'll see how it ends up going. I still feel I want more from this channel. I want to see more official, like them actually having sort of access, being a bit more of a behind the scenes channel, really getting across that, you know, we are the official YouTube channel, because this as their big announcement is cool and all, but what does it say? That your big announcement for Earth Day is basically just that you are making an official fan podcast. That just feels weird to me. That it's not that you're doing anything that relates to Avatar Studios to hype up the new stuff happening in Avatar. No, you're just doing like podcasts which have been around for years and years and years. There's loads of Avatar podcasts out there. You're just basically taking that and just putting it on your channel. Nothing particularly unique about it, outside, I guess, of the fact that it's this auditioned thing and you're going to have like a rotating group of people on each episode, which again is kind of interesting. They're calling it a forum and not a podcast, I'm guessing because they're not really going to have sort of regular hosts, but they might have a few recurring people. So I don't know. Obviously they've avoided the immediate problem of just like not too many people taking the initial announcement the wrong way. So I don't think that'll be a problem for them when they actually go live with this episode on the 24th, as you can see there. It just really depends on, I suppose, sort of the quality of the discussion. How impacted by it being official is it? And does that take away from some of it feeling authentic, like actual proper fan discussion? That's probably the big thing, because obviously it looks like it's going to be relatively heavily edited, based on the clips that we saw. So we'll see how it goes. So yeah, I just wanted to have a quick discussion on this. I'm not going to be doing a series where I like review the episodes or anything like that, because again, it's basically just a podcast. I don't have the time to listen to every Avatar podcast out there. I don't really talk about like other stuff like that, because I'm so focused on doing my own content that I typically don't have the time to watch a lot of other stuff like this myself. So just because this is the official one isn't really that much of a difference for me. I'm going to watch this first one just to see what it is, and if it's not for me, I pretty much won't be talking about it again. That's kind of where I'm at with this. So in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are. Is this about what you expected? What are your expectations from this, from an actual like discussion point of view? Do you think they'll let them be much more open, or do you think it will be a kind of pretty heavily produced thing? I'm not going to say that they're going to like script everything, but a few of the things in the trailer made it feel like that's maybe what they want to do. Like maybe the Zutara shipping stuff, the fact that like, okay, I support the idea that The Great Divide is an underrated episode, but like that's the trailer clip, is that like, can you believe this fan has such a crazy opinion, that sort of thing. I'm just worried that this is going to be more of a watch the other hosts react to these wild statements from other hosts than actually being good discussion, but we have to wait and see. So that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.